I don't remember when the last time I had to refill my windshield fluid, but I remember going to the Hyundai dealer shop to get that done. This time I decided to give this a try. I mean, it can't be that difficult, right? I started by doing some research on what I needed to buy. I didn't even know what this was called, so I googled stuff like car window wash fluid and stuff like that. Eventually I learned that it's called wiper fluid or windshield fluid. So from the research I did, I found that Prestone and Rain-X were the two major brands that people used. And luckily, Target, Walmart, and several auto parts shops sold them as well. I wanted to get the product that had the best ratings, so I was going to go to a shop called Advance Auto Parts. However, I chickened out the last minute because I had never been to these shops and it was so intimidating. So I ended up going to Walmart, but that also meant that all the research I did became kind of useless. As it turns out, they only had one type of windshield fluid. It was a bummer, but that means that I have less decisions to make, and for non-experts like me, this was a good thing. The next day, I searched on YouTube and was lucky enough to find someone who showed how to do this with the same car. Okay, let's get down to business. Now, if you look at the left bottom of your handle, there's a little lever, and all I needed to do was pull it, and then you would hear this click. But there was more. When I actually had to lift the hood, it required me to do some more advanced moves. I saw in the video that there is a lock that prevents the lid from lifting all the way up. So I had to unlock, but I wasn't actually able to see exactly where that lock was in the video. So I had to make some educated guesses. I tried peeking into the crack, and I noticed that there's some kind of latch right at the center, so I gave it a little push, and it allowed me to fully open the hood. The hood was a lot heavier than I had expected, so I had to use both of my hands to open it and had to scramble to find the supporting pole. Figuring out where I had to pour in the wiper fluid wasn't that difficult because the cap was blue just as I saw in the video, so it was really hard to miss.
내가 살다 이걸 한다고?
The tricky part, however, was pouring the liquid into that little tube, and I wasn't sure what happens if some of the liquid dripped outside the tube. So now you see me going back and forth trying to see what would be the best way to pour this liquid. Eventually, I got it all in. I actually wasn't expecting to use up the whole bottle, but there was enough room in the tube for me to pour in the entire thing. So once I was done with it, I closed the cap and took the support pole out. Closing the hood was pretty easy. You just have to make sure that you hear the click at the end to ensure that it was fully closed. So, all in all, refilling the wiper fluid was not as hard as I had expected, and I gained another skill. Well done.